So there would be a couple problems that require us to work with rational numbers. This is basically, the beginning of the year when we were learning about working with positives and negatives and really making sure that you understand the number line. So for number 27, it says it was negative 12 degrees at 10 a.m. By 2 p.m., the temperature was 35 degrees. How much did the temperature rise? So this is one of those questions that got a lot of us confused. So let's think about it logically. Imagine that you're looking at a thermometer, right? We have 0, and we started at negative 12. By 2 p.m., the temperature was 35 degrees. So we're 35 above 0. They're asking how much did the temperature rise? So how much did we increase by to get from negative 12 to 35? Well, to get from negative 12 to 0, that's an increase of 12. And then to get from 0 to 35, that's an increase of 35. So your total distance is 35 plus 12, which gives me 47 degrees. That's the easiest way, in my opinion, to do these types of problems. Draw a picture. The other way is thinking of it is that you're adding the absolute values or you're subtracting the numbers. Either one. You're adding the absolute values if they're different signs. You're subtracting the numbers if they are the same sign. So it becomes a little bit tricky. So that's why I recommend draw a picture, right? Because if, for example, it was 35 to 12, obviously you don't have to pass 0, so it's just asking how much do you increase from 12 to 35. You would just subtract, right? But like I said, draw a picture to help you. Number 28, what is the sign of the product negative 1/4 times 7 over 8? So this is asking, do you know what happens when you multiply a positive and a negative? The answer is that the sign is going to be negative. No one should get this question wrong because you have a calculator. Plug in the numbers in your calculator. If it's asking about different signs, plug in 2 numbers that have different signs. What is negative 5 times positive 5? And you'll get a negative. That will give you your answer. Number 29, how is the fraction 19 over 30 written as a decimal? Again, use your calculator. There's 2 ways you could do it. 19 divided by 30, because a fraction represents division. When you do 19 divided by 30, you get 0.6333 repeating. So the repeating bar only goes over the 3 because it is the only number that is repeating. The 6 is not repeating. The other way you could do it, 19 ABC 30, second PRB, and you'll get the same thing. Number 30, put the following numbers in order from least to greatest. 58%, 0.62, and 31 over 50. Now, the easiest way to compare these numbers is to convert everything to a decimal. Percents, we divide by 100, so this will become 0.58. 0.62 is already a decimal. And then 31 divided by 50 is 0.62. And would you look at that? They're already in order from least to greatest. So we'll have 58%, 0.62, 0.62. Make sure that we understand how we compare decimals. So for example, if I'm looking at 0.1 to 0.05, a lot of times people think that the 0.05 is bigger than the 0.1 because they see the 5. What we have to remember is that we always go from left to right. You compare the numbers in order. So because the 1 is greater than the 0, this number is going to be greater than 0.05 because it's 1/10 versus 5/100ths, right? So for another one, if I did 0.009, 0.05 is greater than 0.009 because when I go from left to right, these zeros are the same, but then 5 is greater than 0, so this is the larger number. So you're moving from left to right and comparing the numbers in order.